Hey guys! It may be April 1st, but this is no joke. I am so excited to tell you what this month's kudos is. It was just announced this morning, and it's actually like a huge fan and presenter favorite that they decided to bring back for us. It is the Flawless 4 collection. They actually had this right before I joined last year, so I was kind of sad I missed out on it. But seriously, this is... Honestly, these are my 4 most used products. I literally use these every day, even if I don't have time to like do a full face, like do my eyeshadow and all that jazz, eyebrows. Like these are the 4 products I use even when when I look like a bare face, but I don't actually have a bare face. This is it. So the Flawless 4 consists of 3 products and a brush. It comes with the Touch Glorious Face Primer, which honestly I'm getting a little bit low on. This might be a good time for me to repurchase because I actually need some more of these. Mineral Touch Liquid Foundation, your choice of shade. This one is Scarlet. This is our lightest shade. So I'm super pale. And then you also get a Skin Perfecting Concealer, also in your choice of shade. So it doesn't have to match the foundation, so if you like to highlight with your concealer instead of just using it as a straight, cover up, then you can get, a shade lighter, or a shade or 2 lighter, and use it as a highlight. And then we also have the liquid foundation brush. Yours will look a lot cleaner than mine, because honestly I need to clean this again. But I love this brush. This is probably the best foundation brush that I have had. It has this cool little like indent in the middle where you can put your liquid foundation. And it's just really nice and soft. It spreads it around really good. So while I'm talking about these a little bit more, I am going to go ahead and put on the face primer because it has to set for a minute. So I usually get a couple little dots like this and then spread it around. But like honestly, this is a great deal, especially if you're like getting ready to go into your summer shades of makeup, because like I know a lot of people just had spring break, so either you came back more tanned than you were, or maybe you tanned before you went to prepare. And other than that, like we're actually starting to get into some nice weather, if the weather would make up its mind. Honestly, like where I live, the weather's always crazy, so it's kind of been back and forth, but when the nice weather's here, we've really been enjoying it. Okay, I'm gonna let that set for a second. But like I was saying, this is a really great deal, just like price-wise, because basically, I'll go over a price breakdown with you. So, liquid foundation, these are the prices by themselves. If you were to just go on my website and buy these singly, like liquid foundations, $39. Concealer, $29. Sorry, had an itch. Face primer is also $39. And then the liquid foundation brush is $32. And honestly, like, those prices are definitely worth it. But with this Flawless 4 collection bundle we're doing for the kudos, you actually get all 4 of these awesome products that I use every day, literally every day. You get all of these for $99. So basically, you're basically buying, like, price-wise, you're basically buying these 3 and getting the primer for free, right? Because that's, 100 together, singly, these are $139. If you buy them now in the kudos, it's $99. So you're saving 40 bucks. So it says it's either a free liquid foundation or a free primer, which is awesome. And honestly, like, there's a lot of air in it right now. Get the cap back up. Trying not to actually squeeze a bunch out here. Okay. Oop, there we go. So I have roughly about a little less than half of a tube left. I have had this tube since at least November, maybe a little bit before. Once I use it every day, it doesn't take much. This lasts for a long time. Foundation, I usually go through one every, like a bottle like this, every 2 to 3 months. It's not that much. And concealer, I feel like I never run out. I actually haven't ran out yet. My summer shade last year was a shade darker than that, and I didn't actually run out of that one before I had to switch to a lighter shade. So, now that we've given primer a chance to set, go ahead and start with our foundation. If you're not familiar with our foundation, it is in a drip. The formula can separate because we don't have a lot of chemicals that normal foundations do, because we're all naturally based. So before you start like using it, squeeze all the contents out into the jar, you know, close it, shake it up like I just did, and then you can get more, suck some more up in there, just to mix everything back together because it does separate. Okay, I'm gonna put some in the middle, so in that little indent there. I usually do like half of my face at a time. And honestly, that was like 3 drops, I think, in the middle of the foundation brush, so a little bit goes a long way. I have this really obnoxious little pimple right there. You can't see it like normally because I actually have like a decently full bottom lip, but it's really irritating. Like, I don't know how people have piercings there. So I've just had the little pimple and it's been annoying the crap out of me. Honestly, for my chest, there's just some liquid on this anyway. I don't squeeze it, but I usually just kind of tap that a couple times, and then spread it around. Okay. So usually though, like, just with liquid foundation, look at the difference here. My chin's a little off center, but that I usually do half my face anyway, but like, yeah, look at this. No foundation, just liquid foundation. Our liquid foundation actually has really awesome coverage. I know a lot of girls that only need the liquid foundation, and there are some days that I only do the liquid foundation, but my acne has been getting better since I've been using our skincare. I started using that last month, but I still do have quite a few scars and things, and obviously like that little bugger. I do still get some occasional breakouts, especially stress breakouts. Been so much better though. Not to mention just the texture of my skin's been feeling better. Love it. One more thing, which I really don't talk about much anymore, just because I guess I've gotten used to it. But when I first started using our liquid foundation, one thing that really surprised me, my earlobe, excuse me. One thing that really surprised me is actually the smell. I know that sounds weird right off the bat, but it actually has a really pleasant smell, I think. It's like almost has little hints of almost a florally smell to it. And that's just straight out the bottle. Like, once you actually put it on, I don't notice it. It's just when I get it out. And as I said, it is all naturally based, so if you have sensitive skin like I do, like, honestly, this is the best foundation that I've found. And it is actually one of the big reasons that I joined Unique, because I fell in love with the foundation coverage and, like, the texture, and it doesn't irritate my skin. So next up, usually, I don't know where my foundation brush is. Hold on one second. You know what? No, never mind. I'm not going to dig for it. You don't have to have a foundation brush. Honestly, sometimes when I'm being lazy, I just kind of use this to blend in my, not foundation, concealer brush. I just kind of use that to dab in my concealer anyway, so that'll work for today too. So it only takes like a little tiny bit. That I think of it as kind of about the size of a rice grain. Grain of rice. Rice grain sounds weird. Yep, that little dot there. So I'm gonna use. Man, I want my concealer brush. I'm gonna use this today because I said you don't have to have a concealer brush, but I'm kind of obsessed with brushes, so I have like a ton of them. So I'm just going to use this to dab it on any of my trouble spots. I also get like a lot of pinkness right on top of my cheeks. So I have a lot of pink. I have pink undertones. And they tend to show through. So not through this too much, but you can see the little bump still. That's about gone. Okay, now I'm just gonna blend my concealer out. So for this step, I usually do actually use a concealer brush, but I don't feel like going to try to dig for it today. But even with just using this to blend that out, you can see the difference. But like I said, these are my everyday must-have products. Liquid foundation, concealer, primer, and our liquid foundation brush, which I absolutely adore. So, actually even says liquid foundation brush on it. I don't know why I think that's cute, but but yeah, these 4 products, only $99. So basically you're buying 3 of them and getting 1 for free this month. So I was just really excited to share that with you guys. I wanted to make sure I did, you know, showed it to you guys right away. Because like I said, I think these, honestly, I think are products that everybody needs because, well, I use them every single day. I know a lot of people wear, you know, foundation concealer every single day. And since these are naturally based, like, it's so great for sensitive skin. And then, of course, our primer helps the foundation and concealer last even longer. And it also, I guess I really didn't talk about our primer, but it also kind of gives you a smoother surface to work with. It helps smooth everything out. So if you do have any breakouts that you have to cover up, you know, they don't seem as sharp. So if you have any big bumps, it kind of helps smooth those over so the foundation and concealer go on them, you know, a little bit easier. But yeah, so that's the Flawless 4. I'll put a link down in the description if you're interested in checking it out for yourself. And if you're worried about trying these products, I do just want to remind you guys again that we have a 14-day love it guarantee. Okay? If you get the products and within the first 14 days or 2 weeks you don't love it, you can ship it back and get your money back. The only thing that you're, you know, out on is shipping, which honestly is usually $5 or less. So it's really not that bad of a deal. So if you don't love it, I encourage you, please send it back. Don't want you to be stuck with something that you're not going to use. But honestly, I think you will love it. Like, I have confidence in that. You're going to love these products. So that's not going to be an issue. Okay? But I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.